What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon NBA DFS video. It is Friday. It is February 9th, and we have a 6-game slate we're going to break down a little bit. So, if you've never been here before, hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you're in for a treat. If you've been here before, welcome back. You know the drill. Like the video and be a YouTube subscriber and leave a comment. If we get at least 50 likes on the video, someone who leaves a comment will win a free week of DFS content. If we get 100 likes, someone will win a free month, 125 likes, a free year, and if any of our videos ever get 150 or more likes, you're a YouTube subscriber, and you leave a comment for the comment generator, you will have a chance to win a lifetime pass, normally worth $500. Another way to win, like the video, be a subscriber, and tell me who's going to score the most amount of DraftKings fantasy points, and how many fantasy points are they going to score. Closest without going over will win a free week of DFS content. If you get it exactly correct with DraftKings fantasy points, you will win a free month of DFS content. We had a winner 2 days ago, and we got them out. Marquise, he's been a winner. He's been here with us since basically probably right around a year. With baseball season, he was here every single day, won multiple times, and you can win every single day as well. So you leave a comment, you like the video, you predict who's going to score the most, and on top of that, if you get that, and you have a chance if we get 50 or more likes. So I kind of wanted to show, just like you never know who's going to score the most amount of points. So the last video we had a bunch of people that said Sabonis would score the most. This is why this is a fun game, because it was Miles Bridges, 68 fantasy points. Next closest with Jimmy Butler at 60.25. Sabonis at 59.5, tied with Donovan Mitchell. So you never know who's going to score the most. So even if we have a, like for instance today, I have projected out Jokic as the highest projected player. You never know, because anything can happen. So really, depending on when we dig into the game, we look at these. That's kind of what we can look at. So it's a fun game. It's a way to get some interaction. If you guys like it, please hit that like button. Clicking on the ads helps, and leaving a comment helps with the algorithm. So please go ahead, help us out there. So if you haven't, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. A ton of information over there we will cover at the end of this video. Also, sidebar, I play a lot of Warzone. Just kind of curious, how many of you guys play Warzone? And if I made like a second channel where I just stream sometimes and uploaded some content, would that be something you guys would watch? Just a question, just a sidebar, because I do spend a lot of time on it when my kid is asleep and my wife is asleep. So let me know if that interests you. So that being said, we do have 6 games. We're going to go over those. So we're going to do what we've done before. So we're going to go over the Vegas odds, and then we're going to go over the players. We're going to build a little bit of lineup, and we're going to dig into the depth charts a little bit. On top of that, if you want a little bit more, we do have player projections on the website. But in the description of this video is the article for today, which has 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value players at each position. So click on that as well. Today we will have a video on the betting, our favorite betting trends for today. So that will be normally by lunchtime that is out. So hit the bell notification so you guys get notified when we go live or when our videos are posted, because those are going to hopefully be every day. So we have this slate, Saturday slate, we have I believe 11 games, and then Sunday we only have 2 games. Now I don't know if I'm going to have a video for Sunday to break it down, but I probably will. It's Super Bowl Sunday. That's why there's only 2 games. They're very early in the day. On top of that, we have slate until Wednesday, and then I think we are on the All-Star break from Wednesday to Wednesday. I think that's when it starts, or from Thursday to Thursday or something like that. So we'll definitely dig in. We'll look at that a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do is, with the break, I'm going to start getting like my headspace in for baseball, because we have spring training games, I believe, in 15 days from now, which is very exciting. We're gonna hopefully rock it even better than we did last season. So that being said, we have the 76ers versus the Hawks. There was a ton of trades that went down on the trade deadline yesterday. I don't know if I've ever seen as many trades as that. So that will affect a little bit with players moving. Maybe their minutes aren't in. It will really depend. So we had a trade deadline a couple days ago. We saw a ton of movement go through. We saw a ton. The Knicks, I think, were the biggest movers. So this is where value will open up throughout the day. Once news comes out, if those new acquired players, maybe they're not ready, maybe they aren't there yet, that'll open up some bench players. So that is why I tell you, check back on our projections about 2 hours before tip-off. So, 76ers versus Hawks. 76ers did make some moves. 241.5 over under with the Hawks actually being a 4-point favorite. Love me some Trae Young today. Bucks versus Hornets. Bucks are a 14-point favorite. 240.5 over under. Celtics Wizards. Celtics being a 16.5-point favorite. Wizards give up the most amount of fantasy points out of all teams. Celtics players are what you're going to look at. Absolutely. There's some that I want to talk about when we get into it. But the problem is those two games, the blowout potential is there. So I'm a little bit weary of that. I'm scared a little bit. That's kind of why I want to... We're going to dig in a little bit. But again, when there's massive, massive spreads like this, it scares me a little bit. So you got to get the right player there. Then you have the Lakers versus Pelicans. The Pelicans only being 1-point favorite. Really like that. Kings versus Nuggets. Kings are actually a 1-point favorite, so we'll take a look there. And then Raptors versus Rockets. Raptors are a 3-point favorite with a 231 over-under. So you can kind of see we've got some good over-unders, but then we've got middle-of-the-pack over-unders. One big over-under is a blowout potential with the Bucks. The other one is a 238.5 with a blowout potential for the Celtics. So that is the spread. Again, check back later depending when you watch this video. Maybe the spreads have changed a little bit today. So we want to look at something new. Maybe this is something that you guys, that might interest you. I don't know. Just kind of looking at injuries that would affect today. We had questionable tags. Al Horford looks like he's good to go. Questionable other ones. Zion Williamson is questionable as of 30 minutes ago. Jonas Valanciunas is questionable as of 30 minutes ago. Najee Marshall for the Pelicans, also questionable as of 30 minutes ago. Looking at players that are out, Mark Williams for Charlotte. Cody Martin is probable. Kyle Lowry's not going to... Well, actually, he didn't get traded, did he? I thought they were going to trade him. You know what? That was the whole thing why he wasn't playing, because they were going to try and trade him, right? Yeah. Hornets general manager Lowry recently traded is unlikely to play for the team prior to the league's February 8th trade deadline. Okay, so he's questionable. He's going to be questionable. I don't know. Maybe they just release him. The way NBA contracts are, they're just weird. Jason Tatum is questionable. We'll definitely look at that. But it's an illness, so maybe like the flu. So that's, if he is out, that will open up some value. The other, Kelly Olynyk is questionable. Other ones that are out, Embiid obviously out. Buddy Hield is out. He was traded to Philly, so this is something. Is he questionable now or is he out? Oh, nope, he's out. Dejounte Murray for Atlanta is questionable. DeAndre Hunter for Atlanta is probable. Clint Capella looks like he's going to be out. Jokic is good to go. Jamal Murray also good to go. D'Angelo Russell for the Lakers is day-to-day, so we'll look at that. Chris Middleton is week-to-week, so he is probably out for Milwaukee. That will open up some value there. And then Cam Reddish is out for the Lakers. Not a big deal. Jared Vanderbilt also out. Not a huge deal. Bobby Portis for Milwaukee is questionable. Jay Crowder, questionable. Jay Crowder will be a value play if he plays. That's kind of what we would look at. He looks good to go. Yeah, moving. Okay, so if Chris Middleton's out, Jay Crowder should be good to go. We used him yesterday. He put up 42.5 fantasy points in 37 minutes at 4,200, and now he is only 4,500 going up against Charlotte. I want me some Jay. So we are going to do what we do. We're going to go through each team. We're going to look at the plays that make sense. Then we are going to move on to looking at points allowed by position and try to build a little cheeky lineup, as Bluey would say. I watch a lot of Bluey. To kind of help you build. So this isn't the only way to do it. We do have optimal lineups on the website. They're a good starting point. They are not an end-all be-all. They're not a buy this lineup and that is it. Okay? So that being said, we will look at building after we go through everything. So Atlanta, Philly, let's take a look. Embiid is out. He's going to be out for a foreseeable future. Clint Capella, he is out. D'Anthony Melton has moved to out. Will not play Friday. Nicholas Batum is out. Patrick Beverley got traded. Yeah, so he will not. He's not in this game. That I'm assuming there hasn't been a. Usually when people get traded or something like this, DraftKings will put a little note up above a banner that says, like, Patrick Beverley will not accrue points for this slate. I assume that might come. I will see, but he has been traded, so he is not there. So kind of looking at this. With Embiid being out, this is a thing every single day. What center is going to take effect for them? Is it going to be Paul Reed? We never know. We look at Paul Reed. 31 minutes, 30 fantasy points, less than 1 point per minute. He was 6,200. He's now 5,800. He is not a trustworthy candidate for center. So then, is it Mo Bamba? We look at Mo Bamba. The game logs, 9 minutes, 3 points. It's not there. Is it KJ Martin? It's been up and down. KJ Martin, 29 minutes against Golden State, 26.75 fantasy points, 3,300. He has moved up to 4,100, but I don't mind KJ Martin as a cheap value option, especially at center here today. So if I'm looking at centers for Philly, it would most likely be KJ Martin. I don't trust Paul Reed. His price is up there. He has not performed at his price. Mo Bamba, the minutes also are not there. But if we look at these, the plays that make sense. Dejounte Murray, if he is out, he is questionable Friday's game. First set of a back-to-back, so don't be surprised if the Hawks are on the side of caution. Hold him out. So he might be moved, and he will play tomorrow. If he is out, obviously that opens up some other value in this. But Trae Young, I'm all over Trae Young. Tyrese Maxey is the dude that I would be using with Embiid being out. Had a couple of bad games, though. That's the problem. People are paying up. So, again, with the players that maybe they traded or got rid of, Maxey, he's actually underperformed the past 2 games. We've paid up over 9,000. He's gotten 20 points. I might be off of him. Tournament-wise, Maxey I'm okay with. But I think I would probably pivot down to a Tobias Harris. That's kind of what I'd look at. Kelly Oubre Jr. at 6,400. Sadiq Bey I'm okay with. Bogdanovich I'm okay with. I'm off of Paul Reed. Melton's out. Beverly's not on the team. Batum is out. DeAndre Hunter is questionable. Mo Bamba's not getting the minutes. I would look at KJ Martin. Not a ton of options that I like for this game. Outside of, I would look at KJ Martin, and I would skip all these dudes. I'd go to Bogdanovich, and I would go up a little bit. So I'm probably off of Maxey due to his price and his past couple of game performances. Not ideal for that price with Embiid being out. That does open up some scoring other places as well. So we move to Washington versus Boston. Washington is a massive underdog in this game. Huge underdog. Like we said, they give up so many points. They're 16. As of now, they're 16.5. Let's wait for the line to move a little bit. But yeah, Tatum is questionable. Is he questionable or probable? Yeah, so we'll look at this, but Tatum might be out. If Tatum is in fact out, that does open up, obviously, value other places. But I love Jaylen Brown. I love Kristaps Porzingis. Kyle Kuzma I'm okay with. I think you want to look at a little bit of the Washington guys, because if they are down, they're going to be playing. Unless they're super way far down, then you're going to get into the sticks with I'm not saying Eugene's going to be playing, but he's played 23 minutes, 13 minutes, 41 fantasy points at 30 or 3,000 is wild. And you can see, so if they are blown out like they were here, he's going to get a run of minutes. So he could be a sneaky option there. Power forward or center, if he gets the minutes, it could be sneaky. If he could get 15, 20 minutes again, this could be a game changer at 3,800. So I don't even know how you say his last name, but he is there. Baldwin Jr., Probably nothing. Luke Cornett, he might get a run if they get up big. He's playing some minutes there. The value hasn't really been there. So I would probably look at Jordan Poole and up. I would definitely come down a little bit. Look at Peyton Pritchard if they do. Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard if Boston gets up pretty big. And then Eugene here, I would look at Eugene a little bit as well. Move on to Houston versus Toronto. Van Vliet is out. Eason is out. Dinwiddie, who got traded, is out. So, Alperin Seguin, I'm definitely looking at him. Scotty Barnes, Jalen Green, I would look at him. RJ Barrett, I'm okay with. Emmanuel Quickly, I love at his price. Jacob Pertl, I love me some Jacob Pertl here. Game log wise, 50, right around 6,000 is where he's been. He's getting 30, 40. So, you're playing cash, you're looking for. Basically, the lines have been moving this season. So with cash, you're looking at about 6.5 to 7 times value, meaning 6,200 times 6.5, 6,200 times 7. That would be the projected your target. With tournaments, it's basically 8 plus. You're never going to get 8 plus for every single guy. That's a fact. So Jacob Pertl, maybe he gets 5.5, 6 times value, but then Eugene comes in and he gets 10 times value. That equals out for your lineup. So Jacob Pertl is a fantastic option for center. I would look at Bruce Brown a little bit, Jabari Smith Jr., Amen Thompson. We used him 2 nights ago. Came for us 44.25. Absolutely murdered it for both of our lineups, both Fanduel and DraftKings. He's 5,300, so he has bumped up. We see from 4,100 to 5,300. It's expected after a 44 fantasy point performance out of him. I'm still looking at him at 5,300. Dylan Brooks, I'm okay with. Cam Whitmore. Gary Trent Jr. is, the minutes are there. The outage, the fantasy points, they're not. So tournament-wise, Gary Trent, I'm okay with at 4,600. I'm probably not looking at him much. And that's probably it for this game. That's as low as I'd probably go. Charlotte, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's going to be a blowout. This is why Giannis at 11,800 has the best matchup for power forward / centers. He could get this and be good, but if they are up huge, he will 100% be sitting. You can see against Minnesota, they ended up losing that game. They got blown out. He only played 27 minutes. So his legs are fresh in that sense. But again, we see Phoenix. They lost to Phoenix, 55 fantasy points. Utah, they lost to Utah, 62. They won against Dallas. He scored 84.5. So they are on a 3-game skid here. He's got a knee problem. He played yesterday. They lost. He sat after 27 minutes. So, he's not 100% with his knee. At his price, I don't know if I'm going to pay up. I think if I'm going to pay up for anyone today, it's Jokic, for sure. So, Giannis, I don't know. He's capable of scoring 100. We know that. But if this is as big as a blowout as they think, and his knee is not 100%, he is sitting. Damian Lillard is questionable. He was ruled out yesterday. Missed. That'll be a second game. So if he is out as well and Middleton is out, that opens up value for Milwaukee bigly. So we're looking at Brook Lopez. Not the biggest value, but it will open up Malik Beasley. Okay, Jay Crowder. Like I said, I love Jay Crowder today. We're looking at Ish Smith for Charlotte. It depends. Pat Connaughton. So if all these other guys are out, Pat Connaughton could be in store. We look at his minutes. Played 37 minutes yesterday. I don't know. Back-to-back 30-plus minutes, and he's scored. He's only 4,200. Pat Connaughton is another value option that I would look at today, especially in a blowout game where if they are projected to actually be blowing them out that bad, I think Pat Connaughton and Jay Crowder make fantastic options in this game here. Move to Denver at Sacramento. Again, it's I think a 1-point spread. 1-point spread right now, with the Kings being the favorites as of now. Jokic, I love Jokic. Sabonis, I love Sabonis. Jamal Murray, De'Aaron Fox, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes. I'm all in on those guys. We bring it down a little bit, maybe Peyton Watson. The minutes are there. The outage isn't there. The output. So, tournament, Peyton Watson, I'm okay with. I don't love. DeAndre Jordan, I don't think, he's not going to really be a factor. Trey Lyles could be a factor. We've used him at 3,600. He's actually come through lately. 10 times right here. Had 10 times value there. Almost 10 times value there. Value-wise, Trey Lyles is a power forward and center value that I think we could take, hopefully, have some fun with there. So, Trey Lyles is definitely a value option I'm looking at. That's as low as I'd go. I would not be using Jordan. Reggie Jackson, probably. Yeah, I'm not using Reggie Jackson, but I will have some Trey Lyles today. But I love Jokic today. And then New Orleans versus Lakers. Again, this one is the Pelicans are a 1-point favorite, but it is a close game here, and it's a 235.5 over under. So we look at this. Anthony Davis and both him and LeBron actually don't have a questionable tag today, which is wild. So usually we just see that, but again, 6 times value there, 7 times value there. Anthony Davis has been killing it. The minutes are there as well, as long as he's healthy. He is obviously a good option. LeBron's a good option. Brandon Ingram, good option. D'Angelo Russell is questionable with Zion. I'm probably not using Zion at that price anyway. Love Austin Reeves in this one. Valanciunas, if he is out for New Orleans at center position, that would open up Larry Nance Jr. The minutes are there. The price is still pretty low for Nance. I would obviously love Nance if AD was out, but I'm probably not using Nance anyway. But there are plays and options there. Not a ton. Herbert Jones has a good matchup here at 4,400. I don't mind him for tournaments. That's probably it. Not a ton here, but obviously the big guys, we could use those. So those are the depth charts. Those are the plays that make sense. Now let's take the last part of this video and just build a little half a lineup or a lineup. Now, I'm not saying this is one to use. I'm just saying this is a way to use all of the tools that you find at FantasyTeamAdvisors.com under the NBA tab right here. So, searching here, we look at this. We see the Spurs, we know, but they're not playing. Spurs are not playing today. That brings us to the Wizards. So we want to target a point guard against the Wizards because they are Wizards and Bucks. So Wizards 54.7 along with the Bucks. So they are ranked back to back here. They are giving up 54.7 fantasy points to the opposing point guards. So let's take a look at both the Washington Wizards and the Bucks. So we're looking at Boston. Could be a blowout. That's definitely something. Or Charlotte. So that brings us to, if Tatum is in, he is questionable. If he is in, well, no, sorry. So Ball is out. So we are looking at basically Ish Smith, if the minutes are there. The minutes really haven't been there. So we are looking at Derek White or Drew Holiday. I'm going to go Derek White here. I love Derek White. We've talked about that. I am looking at Derek White. 7,000 I'm okay with to start off with. He's got a great matchup here against Washington. So that is what I would look at. And I've been over Derek White the past few games. We look at his game logs. The minutes are there. The outage, he's coming off 44.5. So they have bumped him up to 7,000. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Derek White. We go to shooting guard here. Go look at the shooting guard. Atlanta Hawks give up 46.9 fantasy points. So Atlanta Hawks give up 46.9 fantasy points. So we look at Philly. We know that DeAnthony Melton is out. Patrick Beverley is out. So this is one that's going to be weird. We don't know where Philly's going to go here. This is kind of what I talked about with the trade deadline and players being traded and who's going to step up. So as of the moment, we don't know. Ricky Council, 10 minutes. He came through 17.5 fantasy points. Just kind of look. Yeah, it's a very small sample size. A tournament option at 3,400, okay. Because, I mean, you put him at 3,400, you're at, let's just look. You put him there, you are now bumped up to 6,600 a player. So tournament, yes. But we don't know where this is going. We got Jaden Springer. So Jaden got traded. So Jaden is out. So DK, you need to figure this out. Get them off of here. So it's up in the air who's going to be moving over, slotting over to shooting guard. So if you follow NBA and you look at trends and you look at this player's playing shooting guard for them, that might be a good option there. But it won't be shooting guard for here because they're only listed there. So we move down. So we look at the Lakers. So the Lakers give up 45.4 fantasy points to the opposing shooting guard. So we move on, and that is New Orleans. To New Orleans, Brandon Ingram. I told you I loved Brandon Ingram earlier. We look at him. Yeah, 68 here, 37 down, but the minutes are there. So Brandon Ingram, I'm okay with Brandon Ingram. Move to the small forward position as of the moment. Washington Wizards give up 53.5. They give up a ton. So we come back to Boston. Now this is the thing. There's going to be hope. If there is a blowout, we'll look. But like a Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown here, game log, the minutes are there. It's been up and down here, but he has a fantastic matchup. So Jaylen Brown makes sense to me. You put him there, though, at his price, the pricing here, you're going to have to find some value because we're down to 5,400 as an average. And this is why I say some of the value we talk about. Atlanta gives up the most amount to power forward at 53.3. So we come back to Philly. Who's going to be playing power forward? Is it Oubre Jr.? Is it Tobias Harris? Is it KJ Martin? KJ Martin, I like that price. Cheaper option. Is he going to be playing the power forward at 4,100? I'm going to throw him in there. For sure. Then we go to the center position. We look at this. Wizards give up 64.4 to the center. It's Boston again. Al Horford, Porzingis. Tillman did get traded, right? I believe he got traded. He got traded to the Celtics. So knee injury not expected to be sidelined. Yeah, so he's probably out anyway. So, but see, that's what I don't get. They moved him already to his new team, but the other players they did not. So Horford that could be at 6,000. You bring him there. I'm okay with that. Again, this is just a basic build at the beginning. Nothing huge. So that's kind of the thought process. You go through the chart. You, as a very top level, top down approach, you're looking at these players. You're looking at the opponent. You're looking at how many fantasy points they give up. You're looking at the over-unders. You're looking at what value could open up in a massive, massive blowout like we've talked about. So, like we talked about in this game, the blowout potential is real. The factors are real. Who's going to step up? Who's going to be that, value play? Pat Connaughton, I feel like, is a value play at 4,200. Depending on where you're at, that is where we find the one or two players that are under like 4,000 on DraftKings that have a good matchup, have a good history. The minutes are pretty much there. That is where the lineups are made or broke. So, like a Eugene, like I said, in the back end, 3,800 at forward or utility, that now bumps us up to 6,500. So we go to guard. Let's just go to 6,500 real quick. And again, you don't have to use your entire salary, but obviously you can. So 6,500, Drew Holiday, CJ McCollum. We've got Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole, Bogdanovich. You're looking at them. Amen Thompson at 5,300. And then our utility, 7,800. Bumps us up. Tobias Harris is in a good matchup. So boom. A tournament matchup, tournament lineup. Is it the best? No. If you make multiple lineups, one of these kind of lineups is what takes down tournaments at some time. So that's what I've got in this video. Again, depending on when you watch this video, maybe we already have our betting trends video out for the day. That is that. Questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. If you want to talk in our Discord channel, that is in the description as well. So good luck on today's slate. And as always, let's bring home some bacon.